reactions to this development. And a lot of people are waiting for the Federal Executive Council meeting. We'll see the outcome of the meeting and decide what happens next in time of pricing. However, it's just coming in that NNPC has not started lifting petrol yet, says Dangote Group. Remember, Dangote himself said it was going to be 48 hours, meaning by yesterday, today, we would start seeing NNPC, which is the primary buyer for now, lifting. But Dangote Group is saying that hasn't happened yet. So it means that if you're queued up in any of the NNPC filling station, you're not getting Dangote petrol at the moment. I think it's also tied to the fact that we need to resolve this issue of pricing, which the Federal Executive Council meeting said would deliberate on it and would decide how much it's going to sell for. Is it going to be what it is now? Is it going to go higher at a point in time? Dangote Group says the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited has not commenced lifting of premium motor spirit PMS, also known as petrol, from its refinery. In a statement today by Anthony Chejena, Chief Branding and Communication Officer of Dangote Group, the group says it is yet to finalize its contract with the NNPC. So they have not commenced the lifting of the PMS just yet. The issue of fixing the price of petrol lifted from our refinery does not arise as we're yet to finalize our When will this contract be finalized? I thought Dangote himself said 48 hours. So what is this talk about not finalizing contract? We thought that done already. And we're just waiting to see how he's going to shift things. But, it's good that we all manage expectation. One analyst after another has said nothing major is going to change with Dangote Refinery at this point in time. As a matter of fact, NNPC did hint that it wasn't going to affect pricing if we're refining back home. And a lot of people just could not resolve the math in their head. How is it possible that you're not importing, you're not paying all of those extra charges and all the middlemen involved, and yet the pricing isn't going to be affected, to your advantage? Well, there are lots of things that are mystery in the country, but I'm sure a lot of people can explain it as to why it is that way. So they haven't started lifting just yet. They're still signing their papers and resolving certain things in terms of the contractual agreement between Dangote and the NNPC. And recall that Dangote did say, from the Dangote Group itself, that if NNPC is lacking, it's an open market. That you're giving priority to the NNPC does not mean this is where the bulk ends. So if the NNPC wants to go about it in a very difficult way or not just making it favorable for the group, I guess they would look for their buyers from outside. And who knows what that would mean for the country. But I doubt would allow that to happen because we're in need of refined petrol that is refined within the walls of Nigeria compared to importing them at this point in time. But there are a lot of people who have become extremely wealthy from importing petrol into the country. And most definitely, you don't think they'll just want to sit back, cross their hands and just to wait out for their business to change dimension. I remember, was it Otedola who was telling people who had the farm to sell them? There's something we call the farm where we store them, when they're coming. They're saying sell them now because they're going to go out of fashion in a bit. We'll start refining. Dangote is here from 25. Who knows? We'll get to 35 million barrels. Port Harcourt Refinery, hopefully, not holding my breath. I am not holding my breath over Port Harcourt Refinery. But very soon, in the near future, it starts refining. We just might be able to meet domestic demand at the end of the day. And who is going to need all of those tank farms and whatever farms it is they call them? You get the gist. You get what I'm talking about. So Dangote Group said the petrol market is strictly regulated, and as such, the company does not determine, fix, or influence the product price, which falls under the purview of relevant government authorities. And the group assured Nigerians of high-quality petroleum products, which will be available across the country. Okay, so we're going to maintain status quo until something shifts, something changes altogether. Is Nigeria a complex country to manage? Tank farm, yes, thank you very much. It's a tank farm. I think I mentioned it, but I wasn't 100% sure. Obasanjo doesn't think so. The former president says Nigeria may be complex, but certainly not difficult to manage. Complex, but not difficult. Okay, I think I asked the question wrong. He's saying we might be a complex country and we can understand the complexity we're dealing with. However, he's saying it's not that difficult. Given the fact that he was a military administrator and two-time president who attempted his third time but he didn't fly, I don't know how to process this, but I got you to help process it. Obasanjo spoke on Wednesday at a memorial lecture in favor of Akintola Williams, Nigeria's first chartered accountant. The theme, leadership dynamics, current reality and way forward. The lecture held in Lagos and was organized by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. And said, I'll always say Nigeria is a complex country. You must understand that. But Nigeria is not a difficult country to manage. You have to be honest with yourself, Nigeria and your God. Obasanjo was military head 76 to 79. He was civilian president 1999 up until 2007. The retired general said despite the economic challenges the country faced during his time in office, his administration did everything possible to achieve development. Did he? When I was there, I did everything I could for Nigeria, and I can beat my chest and say that I took over the affairs of Nigeria as elected president with 3.7 billion naira in reserve, and we're spending 3.5 billion to service debt. So I decided we must seek debt relief, and I went out for it, and we got debt relief. Not only did we get relief from quantum debt of 3.36 billion naira, but we also came to a quantum debt of 3.6 billion and left with over 25 billion naira in what we call excess crude. That is the money we saved from the budget and what we actually achieved, and we had a reserve of over 45 billion naira. Obasanjo went on to, pour encomium on the late Akintola, adding that he deserves every honor conferred on him posthumously for what he did for the country politically, socially, and economically. So this is one man who beats his chest to say, I think for every president, they would have a specific area where they can beat their chest and say, I did good. Obasanjo would always count the fact that our Paris debt was waived right under his watch, and he can brag as to what he left behind. People will be quick to say, okay, so certain reforms like the anti-graft agencies that were established under his watch is also a plus on his side. But we're quick to remember how much from his time was put out for electricity, and we didn't quite improve in electricity. Yaradua, God rest his soul, didn't stay long enough for us to thoroughly scrutinize and perhaps say he admitted to certain inadequacies and irregularities, particularly in the area of election. However, he didn't live long enough to enforce the kind of reforms that would have improved our electoral system if he was going to do anything about it. And under his watch, we had the Niger Delta militancy brewing. The amnesty deal came. I don't know if it's a bragging thing, but it kind of calmed the storm at that particular point in time. Goodluck Jonathan, what would we say about Goodluck Jonathan? One thing for sure, he's been celebrated for conceding when the numbers didn't add up to his favor.
All that's missing is my favorite food to drink, Capri Sun.
Oh, what? No Capri Sun. We have to
Hello, my name is Kimberly. I'm the host of Hard Facts, and I bring you the biggest stories driving conversation every weekday here on 95.1 Nigeria Info Hard Fact Show. I love to get your opinion and conjectures, but the facts you cannot dispute here on Hard Facts. Join me and let's talk.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is
Audio.
Thank you so much for staying with us. Is Nigeria a difficult country to manage? Obasanjo doesn't think so, in spite of our complex nature, I beg your pardon. And we also did look at the fact that we're still waiting for the contractual agreement to be finalized between the NNPC and Dangote Refinery, and for the petrol to be in circulation. If that's going to change anything, if that's going to end the queue, because some people are saying on one front, it might not affect the pricing. However, it might end the long queue because we'll now have supply at the end of the day. And, there are all kinds of theories out there as to, are they hoarding the petrol for now, the independent marketer? But what are they to gain if Dangote Refinery will be putting out petrol in a number of days? The concern is, NNPC, you're owing us so much money, and so we're not supplying. But if you're not supplying, does it mean you're hoarding it somewhere? What's the wisdom in hoarding it if Dangote petrol is going to be out? I feel that there's a whole lot that is playing out behind the scene while we're queued up for petrol. There's a lot of business political fighting going on behind the scene over a man who's decided to set up a refinery as, I guess, a system that has operated a certain way for a very long time. And I promise you, there are certain people who do not want the system to change. But let's get a few thoughts in while I look at more stories. 0700 951 0000. Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Kimberly.
Welcome to the show, sir. What's your name?
Thank you very much. Comrade Abubakar calling from Bogola.
Comrade, good to hear from you.
Yes, my sister. Oracle one.
I greet you too.
My sister, Nigerians, it's only God that have mercy upon us. Issue of petroleum. There are people who are responsible for what is happening to Nigeria. Number one, I don't know who is the Minister of Petroleum. So I'm hearing. And secondly, the people in charge as GMD of NNPC Limited, there are something between Minister of Petroleum and the GMD that they would not want Nigerians to know about it. Because there are something fishy in between these two people. And there is an agenda secretly that is leading to the suffering of Nigerians, and that these people do not care about what is happening to Nigerians. Make the whole situation today a worse one. If NFCC can come out that there is somehow way they are paying some money, which is directly we are saying there is no subsidy, and indirectly there is subsidy, and the National Assembly cannot be able to come up with anything, and NFCC can have authority on their own and come out and say they increase the petroleum from 600 or something to 900 to 1,000 naira. And in the position of Dangote Refinery that is coming up, that is there, you have a few days that they seem supposed to commence and bring the benefit to all Nigerians, and they are playing their game all around, saying that the potential refinery, Kaduna, this one is going to start working social time in social day, and this is the same thing. Believe me, what they are doing to Nigeria, I know one day, must be the great market will not return. They are doing their own, but God own is more than human beings own. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Hello.
Good afternoon, Sister Kim.
Welcome to the show, sir. Please turn off your radio.
Yeah, God bless your effort.
God bless you, sir.
Sister, look at the information you are giving out now. That the Dangote Group and NNPC is yet to finalize agreement for them to start lifting up, to start lifting fuel from Dangote. Then how come NNPCL or whatever it is called now quickly adjusted pump price? And our people were falling headlong, falling over each other. 850, 900, 1,000, this and that. And today, many of us were...
Oh dear. Please call back if you can. I think And the system shut down from our end. Hi, welcome.
Thank you. My name is Abaka.
Go ahead, sir.
There is a conspiracy here. NNPC is sabotaging Nigeria. They were expecting the Federal Executive Council to state when we head the Federal Executive Council, the president, extended otherwise, he's the vice president with chair it. Now the president is out of the country, and all of a sudden there was no availability, and there's an increment. Because what is the logic behind what they are doing? Are these people thinking of Nigerians at all? What is the rationale? What is the objective rationale behind what they are doing? Increasing the price fuel without any commensurate supply. Why? People are on queue. Seriously, maybe I don't know. The way former president carried the former CPM governor as a liability. These are president carrying this head of the GMB of the NNPC. This one is not communicating with us. They are not explaining the reason why they are doing what they are doing. The state minister for state for petroleum is quiet. They are not communicating to Nigeria. What is the problem? Is it until everything gets out of hand? It shouldn't be. In fact, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the National Assembly, they have to just summon this NNPC GML carry to come and answer, to come and explain to Nigerians. What is happening? When Dangote just issued a statement that already now they are waiting for the NNPC and the government to communicate price with them. What is happening? Why would they jack this price up just in between the time that this price is about to supply the market? And what is stopping them? Pressure to wow. Maybe I take care of people are not fighting. I swear to God. Thank you, my sister. May God bless you.
God bless you too, my brother. Hello.
Hello, Kim. Good afternoon.
Welcome to the show.
Edward.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. I think sometimes Nigerians ask, who are the cabal? I think clearly it is known that the cabals holding this country to ransom are the people they call DAPMA, Depot and Petroleum Operators Association, DAPMA or something like that. I'm sure you are aware that he wrote a letter to President Tinubu asking him to stop Dangote refinery from operating. I'm sure that letter is available everywhere across the country. But I had it today from one of the media houses in Abuja here, where they recommended that Dangote should not be allowed to operate until all the refineries are fixed. And they wrote letter to Mr. President in July. You can see that these guys are the ones who are determining who will be president of this country. You can even imagine why every president will have to be minister to Petroleum. Because these are the guys that are voting or following the election or whatever. And make sure that the business remains. They were telling Mr. President that if Dangote should come on stream, that they will lose the revenue. In fact, the latest was something that shocked me. That the diesel that Dangote crashed the price, and they have already had a supplier of selling at 1,700, and that they are losing the news that Dangote should not be allowed to sell petroleum until the refineries are fixed, and hold the refineries fixed for the next 2, 3, 4 years. Can you see? And I expect Mr. President, who had claimed to be a number one man of this country, who has interest of his people, to say, no, I can't allow you to hold my citizens for the dollar. I kept quiet since July, then later was received to him. And did nothing. Rather, the country is on fire. He just took it out to China to go and look for investors to invest where? Where are they going to invest? What is happening at the front invest? Chinese are not asking you to come and invest. They follow you. If the system is okay. All those social companies who are here, who invited them? They come on their own. All those Chinese who are doing 1 billion, they come on their own. Nobody invited them. If you have something good down, they will go and join you. You don't need to go and go on ratio in China, in Beijing, or anywhere to come and bring them. It doesn't work like that.
Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, China has pledged $50 billion to Africa in the next 3 years. And yesterday we did mention some of the MOUs that were signed with our country. Going further, the government says it will partner with the country. The Chinese government says it will partner with Nigeria in the fight against money laundering and terrorism financing. How they intend to do that and coming here is a curious one. A joint statement issued by both countries said the agreement aimed at supporting Nigeria's effort to safeguard the stability of its financial and foreign exchange market and crack down on financial crimes. The agreement followed a meeting between President Tinubu and President Xi Jinping of China on Tuesday. And at the end of the meeting, both presidents signed various memoranda of understanding, which included cooperation to plan between Nigeria and China to jointly promote the Belt and Road Initiative, which we know it's the grand initiative of China. It's not just in Africa, but in Asia, and we're one of the beneficiaries of that. According to the joint statement, both countries are considering regional and monetary cooperation, as well as encouraging flexible and diverse cooperation, such as local currency swap. China has been making that move big time with a lot of African countries and some countries in the global south generally, to see how their currency can be used more for trades and transactions. Remember, there's that sort of competition that is going on between certain currencies and the dollar. They say that every empire and every world power gives way and falls at one point and moves over. And people are saying China is on the heel of the United States to becoming the next superpower or the global power. But you can see that China is very deliberate about a lot of things that it's doing, and is looking at some countries like ours on the continent to use as where they build their, global muscle of relevance at this point in time. So yeah, it feels like they're giving us all of this amazing package, but it is to their advantage also, I must assure you. So going back to some of their agreements, they'll involve currency swap to facilitate trade between Nigeria and China and contribute to global financial stability. Both countries agreed to support Nigeria's geographical and developmental advantage in West Africa to support Africa's flagship project on cross-national and cross-regional cooperation. They also agreed to deepen cooperation on the infrastructure connectivity between the two countries. Okay, infrastructure connectivity. I would check out the breakdown of what that means. China's proactively support Nigeria in developing its domestic infrastructure, construction, including transportation, port, free trade zone towards achieving integrated development and connectivities for industry. The two countries also agreed to carry out international cooperation on financial intelligence on anti-money laundering and countering the financing of terrorism, and support Nigeria's effort to safeguard the order of its financial and foreign exchange market and to crack down on financial crimes, including money laundering. Money laundering, I can understand. And it also depends on where the money is being ferried to, really. How many of it is going east? The terrorism part, well, it's yet for us to see how they come in, because insecurity is still plaguing us in the country, and anyone who's willing to help is welcome. However, you get to also look at the fine print, because the last time we had an agreement with Ogun State, it got us into hot water, so we need to be sure we know what we're doing. Go ahead.
I like it.
Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Kim.
Welcome. Good afternoon.
Both here for China One.
I greet you.
How are you doing?
All right, I'm okay.
Thank you, my sister. This is Adewumi Daniel calling. I greet all the previous patriots, all Nigerians, listener, the caller, the WhatsAppers. God bless every one of us. My dear sister, all this English, you read about them now. You have worried it. You remember in 2018, say we'll be spending yen to do business. Where did it last us? Where did it lead us? They have started again, another route. America will help us fight insecurity. Yeah, UK, Germany, Israel, Palestine. Where is it now? He spent it here, he left. Nothing happened, unquestionable. We have started again. Tinubu is signing agreement. They are promising $1 billion for Africa. For what purpose? All these $1 billion that they are promising us, on what purpose? We should ask ourselves questions. All this China that we are going to, they don't have any aid for us. They are targeting something here. We can make our country better for ourselves. The investor that you are looking for, Mr. President, is in Nigeria here. They are the one who need to come and beg us. No investor will come here. You people are just used because of extra cost to trap. I say it. it's because of all these worldly things, extra code. I mean, why Xi Jinping not come to Nigeria? Why is it that every time it is you people that will travel to go and meet white? I did God. I didn't know human being like you and I on the issue of Dangote that is talking about who will announce the price of his fuel. Mr. Dangote, who tell you to sell your cement, the price that you are selling, sugar, indomie, tomato, everything? Is it federal government? See, anybody who is believing Dangote, it is at your own risk. They are all the same. They know what they are doing. They are just using us play ball. But one thing they should know, we will all meet God. That's my own. Obasanjo, kudos to you. You have said it all. We can remember among all the former presidents, you are the only one who is not tribalistic. You are not biased. Anybody who is doing the wrong thing, you fire he or she. But under others, no one. So look at the journey. He disappointed Jonathan.
All right.
What are we saying? Look at it today.
All right.
Bola Tinubu come back to Nigeria. We know you don't have anything to offer, but I would like you to remember, 2027, no matter the plan, Nigeria is waiting for you. May God spare our life. You will not come back to this.
All right.
Mark my words.
Okay.
Before he has lost all his base.
All right. That's your take and your vote.
Hello.
Speaking.
How do you
Welcome.
do?
I'm all right. And you?
I'm cool this afternoon.
All right then. Go ahead.
Yes, my name is Obedience Elder, calling from Abuja.
Talk to us.
Hello.
We're listening, sir.
Yes, I want to first and foremost kudos to Adewumi Daniel, the last caller. I think he has said partially what I intend to say, but in addition, China African Summit. Look, Kim, let me educate more Nigerians that doesn't know much about China. China are just 10 years ahead of Nigeria by way of getting their independence. And in 1973, I remember vividly, then I was in class 4 in college. When General Yakubu Gowon was Nigeria's head.
What independence are you talking about for China? I hope you're not mixing countries up, because China is an ancient system that has been there for a very long time. Independence from what?
King.
Yeah.
You see, they are 10 years ahead of us by independence. I know what I'm talking about. Now, today, where are they? And let me tell Nigerians that in 1973, Singapore came to collect loans from General Yakubu Gowon. Not only that, Malaysia came to pick oil palm seedlings from Nigeria. Now, today, Malaysia is one of the world's largest producer of oil palm that we are even importing from now. Look, what is really wrong with us in this country? Look, Nigeria is over-blessed by God with all the mineral resources you can think of, including California, in Borno State. Look, starting from Zamfara. Zamfara has large deposits of gold. Or is it Osun State? Is it Edo State? Ondo State, the largest bitumen, second largest in the world. So, what are we talking? Look, we don't need to be going to these people. Rather, let us have the willpower and everything still borders on leadership. I keep saying it. I think General Olusegun Obasanjo remains the best president Nigeria has ever produced, followed by Yar'Adua and Goodluck Jonathan. Nigeria started getting it wrong since 2015, when Nigeria started retrogressing backward. So I think let me urge President Tinubu, please come back home. Come and tackle, first and foremost, the domestic issue that surrounds your subsidy is gone issue. Nigerians are dying of hunger. What are you doing in China, for God's sake? What are you doing in China?
All right.
It's okay. So that's my take.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Let's get to hear from another caller. Hello. Hello. Okay, I think. Go ahead. We can hear you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Your Excellency Kimberly.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I remember my humble self, Bakar Ali, Kate, and Ali Babang Ali. Kimberly, I think the truth of the matter is this. Like Chief Obasanjo have said, there is nothing complex in governing any country if you follow your rules strictly and if nobody is above the law. there's nothing complex in running a country if leaders do it sincerely. If leaders run the country with the fear of God, with empathy and sympathy for their citizens. I think what is happening or playing out is we are dealing with some caliber of people who feel they are here to live forever. Because it is only those who are here, who think they are here to live forever, maybe their mothers, their grandfather, or their great-grandfather are still alive. That's why they think they are immortals. They can do or undo. But anyone that knows that it has a limited time to stay here will do things that will outlive its name on this planet Earth. What we are looking for outside, we have it here. The only thing that may be lacking is the technology to harness some of these things.
Hello?
This technical, I can hear you.
Okay,
Kimberly,
go ahead.
No one can tell me that we don't have Nigerians spread across the world with the technical know-how in harnessing any of those things we are looking for here. Well, the will is not there. We are with people who are on their departures lounge, because naturally the Prophet of Islam say in the end time from 60, if you are above 60, you are just living a borrowed time. You are on your departures lounge. It's not me that say it. These are people above 60, 70, and even 80, but still yet they don't feel it is the right time to do the right thing for the people. It's all about consciousness. If you have conscience, you will do the right thing, and no matter whose else is God. I don't blame any white man, any America, any France, or any UK. It is you yourself. You understand? We see African leaders who stood by their people, and they are doing better now. What stops you from doing the same? And as Adeomi said, Dangote, they are the same. They are the same. Is it federal government that named the price of diesel for him? Is it federal government? Oh yeah, now made in the door. We did they watch the movie. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you very much. Hello.
Good
afternoon.
Good afternoon. This is Gwaza Max calling.
Gwaza, good to hear from you. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. Actually, there is nothing to go to China for. And you can say, I don't know if at our young age, we see clearly what the Western powers, the Asian powers, the powers, the strong powers that they, their plans against African countries. I think when our leaders grow old, they don't say it. I don't know. Let's cite an example of Thomas Sankara. What Thomas Sankara saw at the age of 80. Somebody at the age of 70, 80 as a president cannot see it in this in our time. I don't know. What Patrice Lumumba saw at the age of 20-something to 30. Our leaders who have hit 80-something, they can't really see it. Why are you going to China? What are you going there to do? And now China is telling us, it's telling Africa that they are going to give us 50 billion. It's our problem, money. Our problem is attitudinal. There is no amount of money, even the money in Europe and Asia, if you pack it and put in Africa, it will be taken back to those continents. So the right thing to do now is for Africa to begin to have a vision, a plan, a blueprint on how they are going to get out of the third world country. The speaker before me made mention of China being other than Nigeria, African countries, or Nigeria, for 2 years. Well, that may be true, that may be false. But what is important here is that you see, Asian countries and Africa, we started the same. Even South American countries. All of these continents, they have left us, they have abandoned us. Brazil is a second world country or even a first world country now. You talk of Singapore, you talk of North Korea, even South Korea, you talk of Japan. These are advanced countries in the Asian continent. You see, so what we need to do really, honestly, we really need to have a focus. We really need to have a vision. And Africa, we need to have a light that can shine forth so that we see. And Nigeria is that light. It's unfortunate that Nigeria, with the highest population of black men, is messing up in this to this magnitude. It's very unfortunate. We don't need to go anywhere. We have everything God has given us to breathe. Everything that God has given us to succeed and advance our course of development.
We are going to China. China that is working. China that does not have anything. Their raw material is coming from Africa. And the
Well, China has a lot going for it. Thank you very much.
I'm getting emotional at the thing. I'm getting emotional. I think they should. I'm talking to small kids so that I will discipline them. Our leaders need to be disciplined.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's look at some of the comments on our Facebook and YouTube. YouTube, none. Let's go to Facebook and see if there's any comment waiting to be read there. I would also look at your comment on WhatsApp. For those who've been trying to call via WhatsApp, it's one channel, so I can understand the difficulty in getting across. It might be ringing. I will not see it until much later. But just keep trying. Or we'll try the regular number 0700 951 0000 or 0809 5974 869. Just as you rightly outlined, what exactly is the achievement of Buhari's tenure and by extension APC 9 years in power? Amos Olobojo Francis Ebenezer Okoye says, I couldn't agree more with you on this. Oh, thank you very much. Obasanjo, Bright says, Obasanjo was the best thing that happened to Nigeria. APC was the worst that happened to Nigeria. Nigeria must be fixed. You can govern a complex country. You can't govern a complex country by propaganda. Tyro, thank you very much for your kind words. I truly do appreciate. And let's hear this caller quickly before the break. Hello? Anybody home? Let's go next door. Hello?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Yeah, my name is KGB.
KGB, go ahead.
Yes, you see, Obasanjo is the best that happened. He did not recognize tribalism in his the constitution of what do I call his team. The thing is that the man had it in mind for Nigeria to be better, but somebody else may not have it in mind for Nigeria. Somebody else might have it in mind to enrich himself to compete as one of the one of the richest in the world or in the Africa. Then, and coupled with Nigeria, it has a problem, a very peculiar problem. I'm talking of Nigeria. The citizens have a very peculiar problem.
More conversation.
All right. I'm afraid we have to go for a quick break. If you can hold on.
My darling, are you ready to go back to school?
Yes, Mommy.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.